Welcome to your Maya Align practice with me today. Today we are working with falling is not failing. If you would like to help yourself to one bolster, your baby bolster today, which will assist you in our practice as we progress in just a little while. If you haven't got that, then hit pause and run and grab one of those. And then once you've got your bolster prepared, pop it off to the side. And we're going to be starting our practice today standing at the top of our mat. We'll set ourselves up about a foot distance back from the mat and find your feet shoulder width apart. And find the toes spread nice and wide, embedding all four corners of the foot, each point and tip of the toe into the mat, and feel into your alignment to begin your practice today. Let's take a roll of the shoulders, maybe releasing through the neck, and settle into stillness with the palms rotated towards the front of the room. Yogis, the energy we've been working with this week has been that of expectation. And as you sit in stillness, the anticipation and expectation of your practice can often seep in as you connect to your breath and as you settle into the space upon the mat, the space beneath your feet. Can you simply be? Can you be with your physical body? Can you be with the energy you are currently experiencing right here, right now, in this moment? Without judging what you have or haven't achieved so far today, or without getting caught up in the stress, worrying, concern of anything that it's expected of you in the practice or post-practice. Just be. And we're going to take it nice and slow to move our body today and allow it to all interlink and to sync to find a union, a yoking, a yoga. Yogis, gently blink open the eyes, and we're going to take a roll of the shoulders, taking the hands nice and wide, and then take them to the back of the room as you open through your chest, your heart. Allow them to feel like wings. Allow yourself to feel as though you're feeling into flight here. Peeling and rotating the elbows forward and the palms towards the face as you gaze at your hands, your palms, your fingers. They hold so much potential. Release it down beside you. And palms open. Take it nice and wide as you inhale and take another sweep overhead. Your wings rotating, turning inwards, pinkies draw inwards. Allow them to fall in front of your face. Let's take that once more, sweeping the back of the room. Inhale, open through your chest, draw your shoulders together to the back body. And as you take your rotation and draw inwards, allowing the hands to trickle, and the palms to trickle down. We're going to invite some more movement now to this flow as you deeply inhale and take your sweep. Find your rotation at the shoulders, and as your hands draw forwards, allow your chin to draw down to the chest, opening through the back of your neck. As you sweep to the back body, allow your chest and shoulders to go with that motion and flow. Soft bend in the knees now. Opening through the throat, gaze to the sky, rotate the shoulders, exhale, curl forwards. Rounding chin down to chest, allow your shoulders to go with you, releasing and rounding through thoracic. As you inhale, feel the wave of energy ripple through your body, soft knees, hips. Exhale, rotation. Exhale, curl forwards. Drawing chin down, shoulders forward, soft bend. And allow that rotation to continue to the back body as you inhale and ripple to stand. We're going to take this 5 or 6 more times as you ever so slowly integrate your entire spine into the flow. Inhale, open, sweep to the back of the room. Feel into that rotation and take your dive as you round it out, maybe feeling into now the low back and a tilting of the pelvis. Hanging the head nice and heavy. Inhale, open. We're going to take 2 more full cycles, yogis. Exhale, soft through every joint, chin into chest, rounding out through the back body, maybe feeling the belly upon the thighs, hanging the head, hips lead. As you unravel, drawing to rise, take a sweep of the sky. And final rotation, and as you draw forwards, rounding out, we're going to find ourselves all the way down in a nice deep yogi squat. Maybe taking the hands to the mat for some stability, hanging the head heavy, and maybe finding some support upon the knees. As you find yourself in this beautiful tight little ball, this seed of potential, when we release all expectations of the practice, yogis draw the forehead to rise and take a little rock and roll over the balls of your feet, allowing the knees to rise and fall. When you release all expectations of your practice and you simply show up, you realize that's all that's ever required, that you simply show up. And if you fall, we recognize that it is not failure. For the only failure would be to not show up at all. Let's settle into your yogi squat and take a little walk with these hands around to the left side of the mat. Bend in the elbow as if bowing down to the earth. Find yourself back through center. Take the knees nice and wide. Take a walk with the hands tenting the fingertips. Inhale, find space. Exhale, bow down through your midline. Inhale back away and find the knees together once more. Taking a rotation now to the right side. Hands nice and wide, shoulder width apart. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, bend in the elbows, bowing down to right side of the mat. Let's feel back to that midline and once more take the knees nice and wide. Let's get out of these feet. Slide the hands back. Allow the hands, the palms to meet the mat. And let's take the feet to the sky. As much of a bend as you need to allow that contact to take place. A deep bend in the elbow as you hang your head heavy and shake out the neck. Allowing a release through cervical spine, and this time as you draw back into your yogi squat, we're taking a step straight back with that left leg. Let's sink down into the knee on the back leg, that left leg, and untuck the toe. As you take a little walk to find yourself in alignment with the knee over that ankle, we're going to take a sweep with the hands just as we did in our little warm-up round. As you release the fingertips from the mat, we'll float the palms open through the chest and find yourself in this reverse flight. As you exhale and find that rotation in the shoulders, drawing the pinkies down in front of you. We keep the hands shoulder width apart here and draw them in front of the face and pour the body forwards, finding a humble low lunge. So beautiful. And from here, yogis, hands back to the mat, frame that right foot, release the toe, and step it all the way in, yogi squat. Right foot steps back. Let's take a release now and drop down into that right knee. Untuck the toes, light through the fingertips as you draw back away, peeling the body back to find that 90-degree angle. And take the sweep with the hands, drawing the spine nice and tall, sweeping to the back of the room with your inhale. A rotation of the shoulders, the elbows, the hands as you exhale and allow them to peel in front of the face. and pour you forward. Humble, low lunge, hands to sweep, find the mat. Let's release that back toe and step it all the way top of the mat. Your yogi squat, draw to the ball of the foot and the knees to rise. As you exhale, we rock the weight forwards, release through the fingertips and unravel just as you did to begin. Reverse sweep. Inhale. Exhale, bending, softening and surrendering in every joint. Fingertips to the mat, knees to rise, rocking over the ball of the foot. We plant, take our walk around to the left side, hands nice and wide, inhale. Exhale, deep bend in the elbows, bow the head. This time take it all the way around to the right side, feeling the hands, the fingers shoulder width apart. Inhale. Exhale, deep bend, maybe planting the hands. Inhale, walk it back to center. Knees nice and wide. Take your walk through the midline. Hands shoulder width apart. Inhale, create space. Exhale, pour forehead down towards the mat. Knees nice and wide. As you inhale and walk it back, we draw the knees in together. Rock forwards, allow the knees to rise just a little. As you exhale and plant the heels, we plant the hands too and find that left foot stepping back. And this time as you drop that knee and release the toe, we draw straight into that rise and release. Inhale. Reverse swan dive, sweeping the sky. We exhale and melt it forwards, finding that humble bow. Tuck the toes this time, and we're going to take it to another level. Drawing out of that back knee, sweep the hands behind you, draw to rise, high lunge now. And feel into that rotation, long line for the spine. Exhale, tilting at the pelvis to find a full humble warrior. Palms are down, back body and the muscles of the back body switched on. Release hands back to the mat. Step it in. Yogi squat, knees to rise. Heels to plant, pour it forwards, unravel the spine, head and hands hung heavy. Releasing, take your sweep. Exhale, melt it forwards, rounding out. Hands to the mat, rock it through the ball of the foot, knees high. Sinking back down into the heels, hands plant, right foot steps back. Drop the right knee, release the toes, and take a sweep, drawing that spine nice and long. Opening through chest and shoulders, send it overhead. As you exhale, sink into your lunge, melting into the pelvis. You're going to take that forwards, melting down into the pelvis, so we're softening into the hips and pouring forwards. And tuck the back toes, draw to rise out of the knee and find some height. High lunge, drawing away from the mat as you take that ripple overhead. Exhale, hands in front of the face. Your humble bow. Active back body, long line from the crown all the way through to that right heel. Hands to plant on the mat and step it in and find your squat and sweep the knees through, and then heels to plant as you hang the head heavy, slowly drawing to unravel the spine. Take your ripple yogis as you inhale and sweep the sky. Exhale, folding it down. Beautiful. Yogi squat. And this time as you take your rotation, yogis, we're going to add in our peak posture, our Pasva. Now keeping in mind our Dharma and the work that the work is in that, avoiding that fear of falling, that fear of failure. Remembering that falling is not failing. Hands to plant off the mat. And as you drop deeply into these elbows, you're allowing the left hip to rest upon the left elbow, the left knee to rest upon the right elbow, and taking a little tilt and maybe just a gentle little bunny hop. And draw it back to center, hands to plant, and step it back, left leg. Let's sink down into that back knee, release the toe and take your 2 sweeps. I'm finding some more fluidity now as you flow through, collecting that toe. Inhale, draw to rise, and feel into that humble warrior. And this time as you draw from your humble warrior and back down with those hands to meet the mat, we're going to be taking a drop back into that left leg, release the toe and walk inside the right. Feeling our way down to a lizard lunge as you maybe drop into just the left elbow, maybe the right joins. Take a walk back up, left to rise, right to rise. We're going to keep that left planted now and send the right hand overhead. Nice big spinal twist as you sweep towards the back of the room, and feel free to fold out onto the outer blade of that right foot. Inhale, sweep it overhead. Right hand to plant and back on the mat. We're going to tuck the left toe, release the knee, and feel into a little bit of freedom through the pelvis here. Beautiful. Our lizard today is taking us into a Prasarita Padottanasana. So you'll find some length through both legs, that right leg drawing to straight, and take a walk around to the midline. We pivot at the ball of the back foot and the heel of the front foot, and then peel the weight forwards. You're settling into stillness in this Prasarita. So you might take your elbows and draw back to hang the head heavy once more. If it feels good for you, shaking out the head, and give the cervical spine a little shake, rotating at the neck. Maybe softly, allow gravity to do its work, or maybe add a little bit of momentum. In that hang, whatever feels good for your neck today. Let's take the hands back to the mat, and we'll take a halfway lift on those little walks that we were taking at the start of the practice. We'll draw to our midline to begin as you walk the hands out, tenting the fingertips. Take them wide as you draw the weight back into the heels and invite the forehead down to the mat. Inhale, slide it back in beneath the shoulders and take a walk around to the left side. Hands still stay nice and wide. Exhale, bowing down. Feel that release through left side of hamstring. And draw to the sky, spinal twist, taking a walk all the way back around to the right. Inhale, create some space. Exhale, melt it down. This time as you inhale, we're going to take a soft bend in that knee, pivot at both feet, and drop down into your lunge and step it back top of the mat. And feet are together here. Release the fingertips. We'll slowly draw to rise, and we'll take that to the other side. Flip the palms, Tadasana. Sweep overhead, inhale. Rotate the hands. And pour it in front of the face. Exhale, fold it in, curling in, drawing into your tight little ball. Take it to the mat. Rock through the ball of the foot, draw the knees to the sky. Exhale, plant the feet. So beautiful. Let's step it back with the right foot. And you find your low lunge. Knee to drop, release the toe, take a sweep of the sky, inhale, rise. Exhale, find your humble. Collect the back knee, draw to rise, take your sweep, inhale. Find your rotation, exhale, pour it forwards, your humble. Your humble sweeps hands to the mat. And step it inside the left foot now. You can heel toe out and give yourself a little bit of space. And find some movement in the pelvis. And we'll drop back down into that right knee, taking a walk with your lizard lunge, releasing the toe. Slowly draw down to the right elbow, the left elbow maybe. Reversing that and drawing to rise. Right hand plants, left hand draws forward. We'll sweep it overhead, inhale. Release into that outer side of that right knee and feel free to allow that left knee to fold out, pivoting on the outer blade of that left foot. Inhale, sweep it back overhead. Let's release that back toe, back knee, and take a little walk, finding that Prasarita Padottanasana, pivoting at the pelvis. Fingertips to the earth, halfway lift. And as you exhale, roll it down. And taking the grip with your elbows, hanging the head nice and heavy. Hang the elbows heavy, hang the head heavy. If there's space available to rest, or maybe you might make a pillow for your head. Maybe you rest your head upon your bolster. Resetting yourself in the present moment, resetting yourself in your center. Let's inhale, draw up halfway, and then take a walk out with the hands nice and wide. Exhale as you pour down, rock the weight back into the heels, light through the fingertips, light through the upper body. Feel the space that this creates through the low back. As you inhale and find the hands back stacked underneath the shoulders, we'll take a walk to the right side now. Hands shoulder width apart. Inhale, create space. As you exhale and take a bend through the elbows, we draw the forehead towards the right knee. Inhale and take a walk all the way back, top of the mat. Hands shoulder width apart. And take your breath and then exhale and pour down to left side. The forehead drawing towards that left shin, and then inhale, pivoting on both feet. Sink it down deep, bend in that front knee. And we're going to step it all the way in with the right. Drop down into your yogi squat, draw to the toes, allowing the knees to create a little bit of height and space. As you take a walk now around to your right side, hands shoulder width apart, planting the hands maybe just off the mat, rocking into the hands and feeling into your Parsvabhakasana, maybe finding just a little bit of flat. Draw back to center, heels to the mat, forward fold, slowly unravel. Yogis, we're going to take that once more, both sides, taking our time to feel into this new alignment, to set ourselves up, to find center. Release fear and let's fly. Inhale, take your sweep. Exhale, pour it forwards. Hands to the mat, yogi squat, roll over the ball of the foot, knees nice and high. Exhale, plant the hands and the feet. Step it back on the left. Drop into that back knee, release the toe, take your sweep, draw to rise. Feel the ripple of energy run through the spine, sweep to the back of the room. Exhale, melt down into the hips, humble warrior. Collect the toe, the back knee. Draw to rise once more, find some spaciousness as you rise. Exhale, pour it forwards, your humble warrior. Beautiful. Hands to the mat, inside. Maybe keep the knee nice and high this time as you take a walk down into your lizard. Walking back up, left hand plants, right hand pivots overhead. Maybe staying nice and high on that back knee and rolling out to the outer blade of both feet. Inhale, sweep it back over, planting now that right hand inside still the right foot as you find your pivot to your Prasarita. Inhale. Exhale, roll it down and hang. Stay for a breath. Let's find the hands back upon the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And find the present. Hands nice and wide. Exhale, weight back into the heels, exploring the past. As we take our walk, inhale, take it to the back of the mat. Inhale, working with your breath each round. Exhale, draw it down. Inhale, draw to rise. Nice big walk all the way back. Top of the mat, hands shoulder width apart. Exhale, pour it over the right shin. Inhale, pivot, ball of the back foot, heel of the front foot. Take a deep bend into that right knee. And preparing, and as you drive all the way back into your yogi squat, we find our Pasvabhakasana, your crow on the left. I want you to give it 3 shots this time, knowing it's the last time you'll take Pasvabhakasana this side. 3 breaths in your hold, or 3 little flights. Jumping back in, second round if you're not already holding. Reset if you need. Feel into that little bit of flight. Feel into the release of fear. Inhale, draw it back. Feel that freedom. And draw back to center, plant the heels. Unravel, draw to rise. And take a ripple through the spine. Yogis, you have 1 more round opposing side. And take it to the back of the room. Exhale, draw your wings in. Rolling it through center. And find yourself tucking and tied into that beautiful little ball, that little seed of potential that was. Knees nice and high, roll over the toes. Exhale, planting the heels, step it back with the right. Drop into that knee, release the foot, and draw to rise. Take your rhythmical sweep overhead, opening chest and shoulders, rotating palms inward. Exhale, sink into the hips, melt it forwards, your humble low lunge. Collecting that knee sweep to the sky, create some space. Take your rotation, exhale, melt it forwards. Your humble. Inhale, hands to the mat. Left inside the right. Maybe staying nice and high this time through that right knee as you take your walk. High lizard. Left draws high, right plants. Left sweeps overhead as you inhale. Send it to the back of the room, maybe rolling out on outer blade of both feet. Inhale, take it overhead. And continue your walk, taking it all the way to Prasarita. Hands shoulder width apart, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, pour it back into the mat. Stay for our breath, yogis, allowing it to all hang. The head, the neck, the hands, and the heart. Let's inhale, find your midline as you take the hands wide. Exhale, rocking it back into the heels. Become light through the fingertips. Allow the head to hang. Inhale, take your walk back of the mat, exploring past body. Hands shoulder width apart, take your breath. Exhale, forehead towards the shin. Inhale. Take your walk all the way back, front of the mat, hands shoulder width apart. Exhale, forehead towards the shin. Inhale as you rise, feel into that pivot of the feet, deep bend in the pelvis. Giant step, dropping hips to heels. Take your walk right side of the mat and your 3 rounds here. In your Pasvabhakasana on the right, as your hands plant and find the mat shoulder width apart. Know that you're here to hold for 3 breaths, rocking the weight into the elbows, creating that shelf. This time that left elbow taking the right knee, and your right elbow and taking your right hip. Stay for 3 breaths or reset. Notice the wobbles. Notice that feeling that you may fall. Stay with it one more breath. If you've come to rise once or twice, draw back in knowing you have one final breath to take. Resetting yourself back up in center. And let's take our last ripple. Plant the hands upon the mat, heels upon the mat, hang the head heavy, unravel the spine, drawing to rise. And take that roll of the shoulders. Once you find your way to Tadasana, take your sweep, drawing to the back of the room, send it overhead. As you exhale and pour your palms in front of your face, we curl chin down to chest and we slowly roll it in. Soft knees, soft back, soft hips. And find the hands upon the mat, rocking over the ball of the foot, knees nice and high. And this time as you exhale, we're going to sink the heels back into the mat, draw the knees nice and wide, and find your seat. Rocking back onto the back body as you draw knees into chest and give yourself a hug. Pasva Bakasana, our peak posture today, such a challenging arm balance. And so easy to get caught up in the expectations of feeling into that flight. Slowly find the soles of your feet upon the mat. Walk them out nice and wide and allow now the knees to fall in. Feel into that support. And let's take the hands overhead, finding length through the side body. And checking in with your neck. Position of your head between your arms, taking any little rocks and rolls that you need. Yogis, when we feel into one focus area and we focus so intently upon one specific goal, it becomes our all, it becomes our everything. It can misconstrue the value and the meaning. Let's slowly walk the feet in, allowing the soles to meet and the knees now to drape out. Hands slowly taking a sweep and allow a little bit of load to assist here as you rest your palms or the backs of your hands upon your legs. Just that gentle little invitation with the extra weight, allowing the knees to open. When it's a posture, a position, a moment in your day, a situation that arises, and there's no expectation, there's also no preparation. So it also means that we are unable to create a story around it when it takes you by surprise. And just as a gift, when we receive it without any expectations, the beauty and the bliss of receiving something by surprise takes away some of the stress, the strain, and the struggle. When there's expectation, usually we have painted a picture around it, whether it be painting the picture around the posture or whether it be creating a story around our ability to do so or to deal with that situation. Yogis, let's draw the knees in once more, pivoting on the heel, and take your hug, your squeeze. Find yourself in a tight ball. Inhale. Exhale, draw the forehead toward the knees. Inhale, release, and slowly extend the legs out, finding a comfortable position for you for Savasana. Heels nice and wide, and create space for the side body as well. Hands nice and wide, creating space between the shoulders and the ears. Checking in with any tension you're holding as you take a body scan. Running your intention and your focus from the tips of your toes up your legs. Checking in with the low belly, the low back. Run your attention through your spine, your chest, your upper back, your neck, your shoulders, your upper arms, the lower arms, the wrists, the palms, the hands and the fingers. Allow them to all rest. And draw your attention to the muscles around your mouth, your jaw, your cheeks, your eye socket, the muscles of the forehead, and the space between your brows, your scalp, your crown. Allow it all to settle. Allow it all to surrender. As you feel no fear, as you feel light, and as if you're taking your savasana in flight, floating upon a cloud. Soften and surrender. And yogis, as you lie in stillness, we connect to the senses, connect to the sensations upon your skin. Feel your breath. And feel your body supported. And bring a gentle movement to the fingers and the toes. And take a roll of the wrists and the ankles. And draw yourself to your favorite side, finding the knees tightly tucked into your chest. And as you take a breath here in your fetal pose, draw the inhale. Allow the back body to expand and feel into the spaciousness you create with your practice. As you exhale, release a little more stagnant energy, knowing your practice is a process. Take one more inhale, bringing a smile to the face, knowing this practice that we take, this process and path, that nobody is perfect, but you can feel perfect in your imperfections. Press into the mat and slowly draw to rise. And as you do so, we're going to be meeting in a hero pose, rested upon the tops of your feet, your shins, and have your bolster handy to the right side of your body. And yogis, from your hero pose with your pillows, your cushions, or your bolster beside you, I'd like you to send the arms, palms facing each other this time. To inhale overhead, find some length, some space, extending fingertips to the sky. And as you exhale, we're taking just one gentle release either side over the bolster. Hands planting, shoulder width apart. And as you meet the mat from your hero, we're going to take a bend, drawing the chest down, the shoulders down, squared off. Feel into that load and allow the bolster to take some of the support, and allow the right cheek and ear to meet the mat. I'm feeling a lightness through the shins, the feet, and maybe even allowing them some freedom to fly. If you've got a little more space, maybe you creep it a little further forwards and feel into that pivot as your feet lift. Maybe your knees lift. And slowly releasing the feet back down to the mat. And taking a walk back up the bolster. And shuffle the bolster to the other side. And settling the bolster beside you. Reset yourself in your midline. And from your center, and take the sweep of the hands overhead. Inhale, create length through the side body. Reaching and extending the fingertips to the sky. And take that rotation through the torso. And palms now away from you as they trickle down to the mat, shoulder width apart as you plant the hands. Taking that spinal twist, squaring off the shoulders, already feeling that deep twist with the pelvis still squared to the front of the room, shoulders to the back of the room. And as you exhale and take a bend into the elbows, allow the bolster or the cushions to support you as you now find the left cheek and ear upon the mat. Allowing the feet to feel light, supported twist. And if you have some extra space, maybe you draw it a little further forward and find a little more support of the bolster. Allowing the feet to lift, the knees to lift. And feeling into a moment of flight here in your twist. And press into the hands. And draw back to your seat, slowly taking your walk. And finding yourself pivoting back to square off shoulders, to square off the hips to the front of the room. And closing out practice now, taking the bolster, and we'll take it to the back body and allow it to sit just upon the backs of your heels, your calves, creating a nice tall seat in your supported hero. Settle into that support and feel into that compression of the feet. Adjusting your posture as you need to find the spine nice and tall. Palms turned down, crown towards the sky, and with the eyes closed down, yogis, we settle into your seat of the present moment, where there is no expectations, where there can be no feelings of failure. For here, in the silence, in the stillness, all that resides is the peace of the present moment. Yogis, as you sit in the peace of the present moment, slowly find your hands in prayer at heart center. All that you ever need is to show up. falling is not failing. Failing would be to not show up at all. And the definition of failure is a lack of success. And as you draw a smile to your face today, knowing you have found success simply by showing up. And yogis, thank you so much for sharing your falls with me today, your Pasvabhakasana with me today, your presence with me today. Namaste.